So see, as an entrepreneur, as a person who's driving the business, you can't do everything yourself.
Absolutely.
And this becomes such a vast business. There are multiple small elements
Absolutely.
that come together to make it into an.
True.
In that scenario, 90% or 95% or 99% of the work that is being done, the actual on ground, whatever you see, is typically done by everyone who is part of the team.
Exactly. Welcome Karan, welcome Nupur. We have Karan Kripalani, the man behind Hippie at Heart, and we have Nupur. Nupur is a mixologist, and she's into cocktails, and she's been working with Hippie at Heart for the cocktails and things since past 5 to 6 years. Right? Welcome to Boltaay.
Thank you so much.
This is a special podcast. Why? Because we are at Hippie at Heart. We are having beer. Everything is on there. On camera, and we have an amazing setup, man. Amazing. So, how did this? With the first question, how did this concept of this cafe come into you, and how did this happen, Karan?
It's been quite a journey. I mean, it started about 8 years back, where we had taken up a very small space on FC Road, very nice, quaint, chotu, and by the by, while we were working on the project itself, we'd not come up with a name by then.
Okay.
So we started work and we're thinking that, what is it that actually symbolizes us?
Right.
Us as people and so on and so forth. And, we're sitting with a few friends and discussing, brainstorming and, thinking of what we can do overall as a concept. And for me, personally, I used to love going to Goa over and over again. Once in 3 months, though, was there.
Goa is a must.
So then, all those trips to Goa and stuff like that was that I would always consider myself a hippie, even though I didn't look the part. Or
Right.
So
What you would like to do is like seeing on the Anjuna or Bagator beach and having the
It's
feel of
a
it on the
mindset,
shack.
right?
Yeah.
So considering all of that, while we were talking, one of the guys came and said that, Karan, what is hippie about you?
Correct.
I mean, you keep saying that you're a hippie. I mean, what the hell? Dude, I'm hippie at heart.
Amazing.
The name came about, and all of a sudden, the other guy went, boom, that's it. We have brainstormed for such a long time.
Amazing.
And it was just as per of the mood again, over drinks.
Right.
And that is where the story started.
Wow.
And, starting it out with that space, the day we, opened doors. In fact, not only on the day that we opened doors, even before that.
Okay.
So while we were, en route, we started, seeing a few people walk in.
Trials.
Like, chalu nahi hai. Like, it's going to take us a little while.
Yeah.
Hey, but can we get a beer?
Oh.
Yeah, most welcome.
Amazing.
And so the whole, people walking in and all of that, it literally started before we opened doors.
Wow.
So on the day of the launch, there was a massive gamma of people who just decided to reach out.
Wow.
And the story just started from there and never ended.
Amazing.
There was
Amazing.
no place. I remember he, me, and 2 more of his partners were standing outside in the valley. And people just were walking in. Can we get a drink? Yeah, you can. The bar is there if you can get it. And get us one while you're at it.
Where was this? Was I think near Apache or?
Yes,
Yeah.
next to
Apache, yeah. Right. So crazy from there, and I think then after that was the Bhandarkar Road one,
Yes.
correct? And then the Kothurud, and now the Kalyani Nagar, right?
Balewadi.
Balewadi. Okay, yeah.
So after Bhandarkar, then we started with Balewadi and then
Okay, then Kothurud. Okay, amazing. So how did Bhandarkar Road happen? Why? Because first time I came, then this was an amazing, beautifully done place. And we were with the friends, and like we were like, oh my god, where have we walked into? Like, what is this place with the lights? With that wall of the cycle and all that. So we were like very impressed with the first thing and the food and the drinks and everything. So what was the concept behind like the food? Because there are a lot of eateries in Pune, but when you have a good combination of drinks and with food, that is a game winner. Because the kind of like since I'm a vegetarian, the baked potato, I guess that item I've never eaten anywhere in Pune. Okay, and so that was like crazy. So how did that all happen? Like what should be the food, and how did that evolve?
Oh, so we were lucky. The transition between the first outlet and the second outlet, we had a lot of time to go back and reflect and see what we were doing right, what we were not doing so right. And when we started out this place, we were ready.
Okay.
So we had decided that, okay, this place is going to be a discovery place.
Right.
So we don't want to really go all out and tell 10,000 people that, the place is there.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. It's just us, our friends, their friends, everybody getting to know from, one to the other. And once people started walking in, we actually used to sit with a lot of our regulars and say, okay, this is what we have on, we'd like to try this. And we got very, very relevant feedback.
Wow.
And once we started getting that feedback going, the tweaks were very easy to do. Small things that happened. And eventually we came up with that whole menu, which was not completely just pub food. But it was not completely a restaurant kind of a
right.
We kind of figured out that, we can slot right in the middle.
Correct. There's a mix about it, yeah.
That and get the whole vibe. So I think that is how the entire trajectory happened with the food menu, even with the drinks for that matter.
Yeah.
When we started out with Nupur, setting up the first menu at Hippie, and then it moving to that thing that when we started over here, we had made those little modifications and tweaks also to suit the local palate.
Correct.
Or the local understanding also. That, everybody who understands that, okay, these are the kind of drinks that I want, and these are the kind of drinks that I would really want to, chill session.
Exactly.
Want to be,
I think that is where like all your research and all goes, because you're taking a valuation of everything, like what's working and at what place it's working, how's the crowd. So how did cocktails come into the picture, and how was your experience developing them?
So I've always been fascinated about the beverage industry, the drinks industry, and the first person who actually gave me a break and trusted me to do something right, and I think I managed to, was none other than Karan.
Yeah.
And that was all in 2008, long back.
Yeah.
And that time the cocktail scene was very different, and there were only some really old-timer restaurants who were there, and then there were restaurants, like food restaurants, and then you had some of the other drinking places. But when we did this place, my first idea when I went there, I met him, I understood what he's talking about, what he wants to do. It was so open-minded, and it was all this one TV series which we were just talking about the other day, which is called Cheers.
Okay, yeah.
So it used to be this neighborhood bar where everybody knew your name.
Right.
They would all be people working from various places, come there every evening as a tradition, and catch up with the owner who's a bartender.
Okay.
But here, it is the same concept that everybody wants to come here and ask for Karan.
Right.
So it was quite like that. And it was not fussy, it was not too classy, it was just real. They all just wanted that one thing to drink, one thing to eat, and they were just tension-free and stress-free. And they were ready to take on. Most of them were even ready to take on going back home to their wives. So, but that was the whole thing. And now we've evolved a long way from there.
Amazing. Then what are the cocktails that we have here? What are the kind of beers that we have here? Like, that makes Hippie special. Or like what is it about Hippie that, is making it so special over the years? And best thing is that day by day, the popularity of it is growing. So that is something that's crazy. And so how are you all doing that? What's the formula?
Well, I think we've been lucky on a lot of fronts. I think it is just about being, honest, being, real with all our offerings. And then again, with our friends, them talking about it a lot more. The kind of things that we had on offer, everybody would come and taste it and then, say, hey, this is what I like.
Right.
And then with that friend circle increasing, we connected with a lot of, brewery owners.
Right.
Or, people who would be giving us very, very different, unique things that come.
New things to try. They would like to come here.
Yeah.
Because knowing how he is, he's always very open and open-minded about trying something new, giving somebody a chance.
Right.
And that was the best thing for the entire beverage industry. And that's why if you see on tap, we have here one of the largest selections of craft beers, other than just the bottled beers.
Right.
So that's there. Even when the cocktail offerings are concerned, it's also a huge this. And we're not one of those restaurants who'll say no. If somebody says, oh, I like this.
Right.
We try to make that for them, even if it's off the menu.
Okay.
And that's what makes them connected to us and coming back to us.
Absolutely. And given the theme, like you said, like just touching back on the hippie aspect. So what was your vision? Like when so that hippie connected to the heart, but then when you wanted to make the place, what had you in mind? And like, has it evolved like better than that, what you thought? Or like, what are you, are we still going to see some, some amazing version of an hippie of heart?
Oh, definitely. I mean, the evolution has been fantastic. It's been crazy at times. And it's not just the connection to the heart, it's also the connection to the mind.
True.
So, coming into this, every single place that we try to make in terms of the aura, in terms of the vibe,
right,
we try to keep it very unique from each other, but still retaining the same essence between all of them. So, most of the elements that we have in each of the places are common. They've kind of standardized that, but the combination of all of it is very, very different. See, the whole point was that, when we started out as a bar or a pub or, that kind of a, typically they were very dark, dingy, speakeasy kind of spaces.
Correct.
We said, let's change that whole aura.
True.
When people walk in, let them feel welcome. That is one aspect. And also the fact that, safety with the kind of vibrancy, with the kind of lighting, with the kind of, things around you.
Absolutely.
People automatically get into that very
exactly.
And if you see that, we've got all our tables very, very spaced out. So nobody is kind of intruding on the other's space or getting into someone else's conversation, and, so on and so forth. And, everybody has their own space.
True.
Have a conversation. The music is not too loud, so
exactly.
You can relax. So the whole idea was that, typically bars, pubs, nightclubs, clubs, these are high energy spaces.
Exactly.
The energy needs to build up, and the music needs to get louder by the evening. What we do is we go completely opposite. We take it easier and
exactly.
It's a place where people come to.
Very chill vibe, like it comes it. So that actually, you mentioned that changed the trend. I think for going to bars in Pune. So first you either had bars, they call men are like there, like you'll go with your guy friends only kind of a places, and then you had like these pubs coming up where it was like really high energy. Or then ekdam out of the world ऐसे कुछ तो concept होते थे, but there was no place where you could come and chill. Like this, like you might feel like you're on a shack in Goa, or you see somewhere you feel you're somewhere else. But the vibe carries around. So coming back to our questions. So when all these things were happening, mixing the food, the menu, the place, and everything. So what were the challenges? Why? Because a lot of people, they only see the flowery side of the story. Arey, Karan comes every day, he's drinking and nice and it's fun there. मेरे को भी restaurant खोलना है, Karan को देख कैसे लगता है. So, but we know that it's not the same, right? So, we would like to, know about them because, a lot of viewers are there who are, who want to start maybe working in the industry, who want to, open their own restaurant. And so what are the things that you face, like in terms of challenges?
So, for that, there is a lot of backend to, running with. If you look at it as a business, then, all the other challenges come about.
Correct.
There's money challenges, people challenges, space challenges. There are, other elements that, come into the entire business because you're serving alcohol.
Right.
So, getting every single thing together at the right time, at the right place, at times it does become a little challenging. And the whole point is it's not just an initial challenge.
Right.
It is an ongoing challenge.
Yeah. Every day something new can come up. So please, sorry.
So every single day that, we are working towards a particular goal.
Right.
There will always be, the ups and downs. The guys in the kitchen, the chefs, the exec chefs, they'll come out very, very angry at times. They'll be like to bash the living guy, the guy next to him. Who's so good. But then at the end of the day, when you're done with your entire operation and stuff, the fact that you can all get together and sit down and chill before you talk about all the problems that happen.
Correct.
That is very important. So
amazing.
Getting the right people, the right mix of people together becomes very, very important.
Right.
Because see, as an entrepreneur, as a person who's driving the business, you can't do everything yourself.
Absolutely.
And this becomes such a vast business. There are multiple small elements that come together to make it into an entity.
True.
In that scenario, 90% or 95% or 99% of the work that is being done, the actual on-ground, whatever you see, is typically done by everyone who's part of the team.
Exactly.
The whole aspect first is to create that team. Create like-minded people, or even if their mindsets are not matching, to get it to match in the first place.
Correct.
And then put it on the road and make it into a journey for each one of them. And once people understand each other, there are good points and bad points. Everybody's a personality.
Right.
Everyone has their good points, their bad points.
True.
And when that team becomes such that you understand that this is the strong point for this person and this is the weak point, and that's where you kind of balance things out.
Right.
Automatically, 90% of your things are out.
Wow.
Then you can actually come and chill and have a beer
Yeah.
and go back home.
Just to that. Cheers, viewers at home. I'm saying cheers to the viewers at home also, since they are having a good time. We're having a good time, but yeah. So coming back to the challenges, what were the challenges that you faced because Pune's drinking also has evolved. Okay, since what we were drinking in 2015, what we were drinking in 23 or 24, sorry. So that has also evolved. So were there any challenges on your end? Like, keep beer and cocktails, because like people must be coming ki mujhe Kingfisher strong hi chahiye, but we don't serve hard. Like for example, the stronger beers. Okay, so there's a thinking also that has to be adopted when you're drinking, because drinking has to be done responsibly. But and for that, what were the challenges that you faced?
So at that point of time, people used to drink to get drunk.
Correct.
And they wanted all their drinks, which were normally either strong or sweet. So when it was strong, players like Kingfisher and all the other brands, they were of very high importance. And the cocktails had to be sweet. So the syrups industry was flourishing.
Right.
Because I remember when we did trials at Goli Road, I think 5 days we had 5 different syrup brands.
Wow.
And we tried all the drinks with all of them consistently. And then we said, yeah, this is nice. That is also nice. This is also nicer. So at the end, it was very different to see what level of nice was.
Yeah.
So that. But from that, now it's a very different scene, because after that, people started traveling abroad. So they got the whole concept of being global citizens,
right,
like you said.
Right.
Right? So then everybody wanted drinks like a Sazerac or a whiskey sour or an old fashioned.
Correct.
And a martini when you had the Bond series coming out. Everyone wanted a Bond martini.
Absolutely.
So we had created, that was one of the drinks we had at a Vesper martini is what we had there, I remember. So that was the whole scene there. When people started traveling, they want all these things. Then people started coming back to their roots and talking about a lot of things which are called glocal. Which is global and local. Using local ingredients. So that reflected in cocktails, and it also reflected in our beers here. So like, if I have to say about the cocktails, we started using a lot of Indian products like curry leaf. Our mixologist in-house is even using rasam powder in one of his drinks. Curry leaf, then kokum, very real things. And when it comes to the drinks, to the beers, we've got things like kokum cider from a brand. We've got basil peppercorn wit. So that's still global with basil peppercorn, which is grown over here. So these kind of drinks started coming into being. And people started wanting that. So from doing classics and syrup-based things, now here at Hippie, through all the 3 outlets and many more to come. So we have started working on clarified cocktails. Which today we're going to get you to try
Absolutely.
some. And clarified cocktails are more nuanced versions of what the classics are. Keeping the classics in your mind, which are legends, and then using those inspirations to make something that looks clear and beautiful. High on the flavors. That's what we're creating here.
Amazing. And so coming back to all the two Hippie at heart. So what were like the initial customer reactions or weird customer reactions that you have received, or requests you all have received, like in terms of, because see, we serve with an intent that, what we think, ye best hai. Okay, this is our best. But like, for example, if you go to Italy and there's this thing that you say you don't ask for a ketchup, but because you have certain norms, you want to serve it with some, like in terms of cocktails, that must be happening. In terms of ambience and things you must be facing, कि अरे ये दीवार blue क्यों है यार, मतलब ऐसा हो सकता है ना, for example. So any funny customer reviews or incidences that have happened?
while we were in the journey of building Hippie, I had a very close friend, and she was Italian. And as typically as Italians are, they're very, very aggressive and very, about food.
Food, yeah.
My food is really nice. Kind of. So in the first Hippie, I remember that what she actually did was that she went to the pizza station and she started making these mini pizzas, which she gave out to everybody. And she was like, these are Italian pizzas and you guys need to try them. I mean, whatever you guys are serving is nice, but
try these.
A little tinge of Indian flavors and stuff like that, which is not something that we're used to. So I want people to try the authentic Italian pizza.
Okay.
Which maybe say 8 years back was not very easily readily available. So, she literally went on every single table and started handing out these pizzas and stuff like that. And you should have seen the faces of the people also. Here's this further girl who's walking up to your table, offering pizzas. They're trying it. But at the end of the day, that Italian, 100% Italian वाला जो flavor है ना, and our those flavors,
थोड़ा सा नमक चाहिए ऊपर, थोड़ा सा oregano मिल सकता है क्या वगैरह that.
So you should, and she was not letting them,
add anything,
oregano and this is what it is. This is what you have to try. And you should have seen the faces. They wanted to be nice. They wanted to be, hey, this is really nice.
Really nice.
But some of them were like, okay. Can we get our pizza?
तुझ्याबरोबर काय झाले किस्से असे when you've sent a cocktail or you designed a cocktail and people are like, नाही आवडतच नाही.
There are people, I found a lot of challenges right at the beginning with them only. When we were making some drinks and I was giving them some Long Island iced teas, I remember. I was in the tallest class possible. I think after all the 10 drinks that we had, that was the 11th or the 12th one, and they were just fussy on this one point. It's not strong enough. It's not strong enough. I'm like, how much more strong can you get than this? A Long Island iced tea, which is 80% alcohol, 20% just stuff to fill it up, like a mixer, and it's still not strong enough. So at one point in time, it was challenging. I just brought all the bottles. I said, this is your thing. Drink away now, because I think that's the end of our session tonight. And people do have requests and they want to, but people nowadays are open to experiment with things, try new things, give it a chance.
Exactly.
And if you connect them, like at Hippie, what we try and do is we sell them a story. And that's why they get stuck to it. And then they come here only for that.
The complete experience.
Quite like we came here for one of the dinners. I got connected on the salad bar kombucha that we were serving here.
Yes.
And now you're fixated on it.
Yes, I'm still having one. By the way, viewers, I've now taken. This is just a fake beer, but Sid would like a beer, I think. So that's a salad bar. Yes, exactly. So, but now coming back to the last weekend, I think the first Hippie Brew Fest. So, and that went awesome. How was that plan done, and what was the turnout? And like, we all know the turnout, but like how did that happen? Because I've always gone to the Turf Club where they used to happen, but this was like a first, and it was insane. So tell us about that, please.
So the first thing was that we've had these brew fests on the other side of town.
Okay.
It was the eastern part, maybe at the Turf Club.
Yeah.
A couple of other spaces, maybe in Korega Park. And
Correct.
I said, why not this side of town?
Exactly.
I mean, this place is accessible. Let's have that kind of wide offering and stuff for people from this side of town. The people who may not be able to travel all the way from here to the other side of town. That being said, by the by, because we have connected with so many of the brewery owners, literally everyone, and the community is very small. And everyone friends. And it's not a very typical industry where they're competitors. That's none of that. Everyone is kind of helping each other out in terms of brewing better beers. They want the entire beer scene in Pune to kind of elevate to that level. And trust me, the beers that are on offer are fantastic.
Wow.
So the whole point is, why not get people to experience it?
Exactly.
And we have something really nice. Let people come in and try it for themselves and then decide whether it's nice or not. So the whole opportunity to give it out to people, that was the whole crux of why we decided, let's.
Amazing.
So as the beer season starts, the minute the summer starts, we said, let's do it at that time.
Amazing.
And get everything in place. So when we started out, we got fantastic support from all the people. I mean, in fact, we had guys like even Dulali coming down and serving here.
Wow.
So you had Dulali, you had Yavasura, you had Kimaya, you had Ruhanti, you had Drifters, the gamut of guys who came in and said, "Chalo, let's give our offering, and whatever you want for us, there."
Amazing.
From our side. So they got in their decorators and they got in their people with their t-shirts and everybody's talking about the right kind of beer.
It was a full fest. Yeah. And the next day, I think Saturday, I think there was this live band. I mean, first we thought that it's a music because the crowd was so much and we can't even I couldn't even cross over. But then there's you were there, your mom was there. There was this live band. I was like, amazing. I mean, all the texts were done at that event. So can we expect more coming from Hippie, more fest because the summer is still on? So I think
a lot of new things coming up also. Just today we were talking about doing something similar to what we did in terms of wine.
Okay.
Now, wine is also a fantastic
and with jazz.
Yeah. Okay. So jazz.
You need music to come in.
Oh, right.
So nowadays there's nobody doing a wine festival.
Okay.
And I've been part of the wine community for a very long time.
Okay.
So it's something that it's missing. People are doing beer fests.
Correct.
People are doing gin fests.
Right.
But there's no wine.
Like wine and cheese.
Wine, cheese, your platters.
Right, platters, yeah.
Jazz music, those kind of things.
Amazing.
Where you like to get that community. And believe me, people say that wine, maybe not. But beer also, that day, we got communities. We got the wine community of 25 ladies who said we're coming. And they wanted to come and drink beer.
Wow.
Because it's quite similar. Like when you don't think of an IPA or a lager that is bottled, but you think about craft beer, when you think about basil peppercorn, you talk about apple cider, you talk about your dark stouts, all the tasting notes are pretty much like your wines are.
Correct.
It's just that the difference is that you have carbonation in this, which you don't in that. So it's like a fancier version, I could say, a clarified cocktail would be what a wine is for a beer drinker. Yeah. And I think we managed to even convert him that day to trying out everything and liking most of them. So, which is...
I went crazy. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was good. And we had some beer trivia happening in the evening.
Yeah.
On both the days.
Yeah.
And then we had bands after that.
Right.
So it was a fun thing.
It was amazing. I mean, 3 days they were too good. I mean, I was already hearing people like, yaar, ye har mahine hona chahiye and all that. People are saying that. Because, there was it was not only serving beer. There's one corner, there was this ping pong ball table. And the foosball table was there.
We had beer pong.
Beer pong, yeah.
Then we even catered for people who are the non-drinking community. So
Yes.
we had kombucha, like
Correct.
we had a coffee bar here because
Yes.
we had an expert in-house coffee barista.
Right.
So he came up with his entire cold brews.
Wow.
We
That
did
was
that.
amazing.
That was
Yeah.
something. We had a beer gola wala.
Okay.
So we converted all the proper
Wow.
gola guy who came
Wow,
and
with
we made
beer.
down
Oh,
to
wow.
make beer golas.
Dude, I didn't see that spot only. Where was this?
It was right in the corner. You had to spot him.
Yeah.
And it was fantastic. It was fun.
Amazing.
So pretty much.
Pretty much.
Good turnout.
Cheers on the brew fest,
Cheers.
because we need more. We need more. Let's drink to that. So,
we do have quite a few great performers in Pune.
okay.
So by the way, when we started out, we started connecting with a lot of different artists. And we realized Pune has a lot of talent here.
Absolutely.
Why not give them a platform, give them a space to, really explore.
Exactly.
And yeah, we do have a lot of events on the other side of town, but this side also, there are a lot of places. Get into that whole, and that creates a real vibe.
Correct.
That was the whole idea behind getting artists like Sonia or Darren was there.
Yeah.
And then even in our outlets on a regular basis, every Friday, every Sunday, we do something on the other that
Exactly, because you need that, and crowd also. I think nowadays, see, the crowd culture has evolved also. As we're speaking, as the drinks and drinking habits have evolved, I think people going to restaurants and cafes and bars, their also expectations have also evolved. Like back then, maybe Friday night or with a singer and all that would do like Saturday night party and all that. But now people are going out every day. So how has that culture evolved? Like, see, we've seen pre-COVID, COVID and post-COVID. So now these are like completely different eras. Okay, so can you speak about that? How has things changed?
Well, pre-COVID, the scene was still quite standard. If you go to see, the expectation levels were also not very, very high.
Right.
The minute COVID happened, everyone understood. That is my estimation of it. That everybody understood that you have one life.
Right. Absolutely.
At the end of the day, what are you doing all this for? You're getting up in the morning, you're going to work, you're getting completely fried. Then you're coming back home. What about yourself?
Exactly.
You're making that kind of money.
Yeah.
You might buy a house or you might buy blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, what are you doing it for?
Exactly.
And that's when people understood that, see, you need these community spaces.
Correct.
You need people to meet each other.
True.
To have fruitful, meaningful conversation.
True.
And that was something that, post-COVID is something that I saw. That, people wanted to have mixers. People wanted to meet new people. That whole thing of life that, we missed out on something.
Correct. Correct.
We got so stuck in that whole rat race or whatever
that
we didn't take out the time to meet the people that we actually love or the people that we, connect with on a regular basis.
Right.
That I think has come back in a very big way.
Started valuing people a lot.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Start valuing people a lot.
Valuing your own life. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
ठीक है यार, like मैं पहले weekend को पीता था, अब मैं दिन में भी, like week में भी I can go and have a good time. I mean, and for that also you need a good place and a good setting, which I think we are doing the best at Hippie at heart. And yeah, so what was your experience with like pre-post COVID?
So,
In terms of drinking cocktails and beers also, like touch base on that. Like, yeah.
Drinking cocktails and beer pre and post COVID, not during COVID.
During COVID, obviously, but at that time it's like whatever
You could get.
Whatever you could get.
During COVID, there were people who were actually getting scared when they were testing and all of that.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh God, my sense of smell and smell and taste has gone. I'm not being able to taste this whiskey. Or I'm not being able to taste this drink. What has happened to me? So, but besides the fact, that was a very serious time.
Yeah.
So, like he said, pre-COVID people were still just keeping the weekends for drinking and the weekdays for serious working. But post-COVID, people also started traveling a lot.
Yeah.
Because they suddenly got a ban on travel.
Correct.
So they started traveling and they started coming back and they're like, we've had this. Now I think we can continue drinking. We need to try out the food, the cuisines and everything. We need to know what's happening and bond more.
Exactly.
So the best bonding happens over beverages, over food, over conversations, and what other place than a place like this?
Absolutely.
That should be at heart.
Absolutely.
Because like I tell him, I've been meeting a lot of the guests who are regulars. I'm new, so they are still, but I know we are regulars. I said, oh wow, that's lovely. And most of them telling me we stay in this lane, that lane, like how I met you.
Yeah.
And them saying, I just had to meet up with this friend of mine. So I said at 5:30, 6 in the evening, let's not do coffee, let's go have a beer or let's go have a drink. And that's how simply they come here.
Exactly.
And this concept has started. People have started coming out and enjoying more things. And I think, like he said, one life.
One life.
Just live it large.
Yeah.
So that way then people are trying. When will we get to understand this?
Exactly.
Or try a new wine or try a new whiskey or single malt from somewhere. So let's just go to this restaurant and do it.
Yeah. No, I think exactly like that is what I think has been like now the new mantra we can say, or like just one life, live it to the fullest. So for that, I think this is working. So what we had a question is, where is Hippie at Heart Goa coming?
Oh. Very soon.
Okay. Amazing.
We're still working on a couple of projects, Abhi. One hopefully, so the next one is lined up for NIBM. And there's something in the offing for the eastern side also. Maybe we're looking at something in the Korega Park.
Okay.
But once that's done, I'm sure that's the next step in doing.
Yeah, exactly.
I want that Goa space.
Yeah.
At some point in time, but like, it can be a very small, very chill kind of a space. It doesn't have to be very no jingbang, no nothing
like
around.
Gule Road was.
Sorry?
Like the first
Like
property
the first
was.
one, yeah. Very, very speakeasy type, chotu, 50, 70, 80 people who are known.
Exactly.
On the shack and nicely on the beach. Yeah. That would be an amazing one, I feel. Amazing.
I think I'm very inspired by a lot of different movies or different series, and so that movie Cocktail, you've seen it?
Yeah.
If you see the last scene where Tom Cruise is actually on a beach shack serving drinks to his guests directly.
Yeah.
That is, I think, the end goal for me.
Exactly.
That's how fun it is.
Perfect.
I think you've gone ahead of that goal. Maybe you'll have to when you must be talking to us, let me do that one. So ultimate dream. Yeah. Amazing. So the next question is, since Karan Nupur, you have started a successful chain, correct? And it's running, it's like nice, it looks very glamorous looking at Karan, having a good time. And so everyone who, comes to a bar or goes to a bar has a dream of, starting his own bar or a cafe or a restaurant. Okay. So what would your advice be to people? What are those things that get it right? If you're, trying a concept, or if you're bringing a concept from foreign or somewhere, okay, and you want to start up in Pune, okay. And so what would that be?
I think the first thing it takes is a lot of preparation mentally to get to a lot of hard work.
Okay.
So it looks very glamorous, like you rightly said. From the outside, it looks like you're coming in, chilling, having a beer. That's when service happens, right?
Right.
Apart from that, during the entire day, it's morning till night, day after day.
Yeah.
Every single day that you're not there at the restaurant, you're wondering what the hell is going on.
Correct.
And, it becomes, over a period of time, you need to kind of get the team together. Obviously, you're not, working on it alone. But even so, it still presents challenges on a regular basis. Now, if you're talking about entrepreneurship and, new people who want to get into the whole thing, of course, there is hard work. But it's also a lot of smart work. Today, you are equipped with the right kind of tools and the right kind of maybe softwares and to be able to manage your things far more efficiently.
Right.
There is a massive support system that can come in, no doubt, in terms of your vendors and your sourcing and external people who can come and help you out, whether it be consultants and so on and so forth. So the support system, the entire infra, the ecosystem, that's all there.
Right.
It's just about tapping the right people and getting the right kind of things for yourself. Having said that, the right kind of concepts, the right kind of offerings, that really matters.
Right.
And even so, when you're on ground, once you've done with the hard work, you've set up the place, you've got your menus, even after that, you need to be on floor.
Correct.
You need to be talking to your guests. You need to understand what is it that they really want. Any small minor changes that need to be done, you need to do that.
Right.
You need to really go the extra mile to be able to get to that point and say, okay, it's a job well done.
Correct.
Which typically in our industry, we've seen this. This industry has the maximum fail rate.
Correct.
I mean, 90%, this is what they say in all these seminars, and that 90% of the businesses fail.
Yeah.
And there's a particular reason for it. Because if you can, go past those initial 2 years, 3 years of running your business successfully for that duration,
right?
Then after that, it might become a smooth sailing, but not necessarily so.
Correct.
You might be a 50-year-old entity in the market and still say, oh, this is not working. And tomorrow people might say, oh, we've had enough of this. Now we're moving on to something else.
Right.
True.
If you put up a space, doing well for the first 2 years, there's the next guy who comes in next to you, offers something better.
Correct.
Possible.
Correct.
You face the brunt. There are situations that competition matters.
Correct.
So for you to be able to say that, okay, all the competition around me, whatever is happening around in the market should not matter to me. You need to really be up there.
Correct.
And you need to be grinding it out day in, day out. And be willing and be, wanting to do it. It should be with a sense of happiness.
Right.
At the end of the evening, once you're done, it should be with a smile on your face. If you're not having fun in this business, then don't do it.
True.
And if you're having fun, you'll do 20. So that's how it kind of moves. It's a lot of personal involvement and a lot of personal energy that goes into the entire concept.
Right. So, Nupur, for you, how would you answer this question?
So, I want to add to what he said because there have been restaurants that have opened up since many years in Pune, and they've opened, they've done well, they've lived their life, and then they've shut.
Correct.
They've just not been able to take it ahead.
Right.
But with a person like him from 2008, and now we're in 2024, with 3 outlets and many more to come before the next year and the year ahead of that. He's with his concepts and his strategies, it has done really well. You know, he's never opened a place and shut down a place.
Right.
He's just added more. If you can see
Correct.
the other 2 outlets that we have and the other one coming also at NIBM eventually, and now we have Kochur, Balewadi. There are restaurants around, a lot of restaurants.
True.
Right here where we see in Bhandarkar Road, there's so many restaurants that have opened in this area.
Yeah.
They've shut, they've lived their life and then they've opened and they've shut after that. You know? So it's basically, and he has always, what I have always seen from then to now, he's always been very clear about his concepts.
Right.
That this is what I want to do. I want to do it good. I want to do the best version of it.
Correct.
And unlike other restaurateurs, if I may say so, is they open, they set out everything, they let it run. Right? And they let other people take complete risk.
They move away from this.
Yeah, but he is such an accessible person. Like anytime you call him for an idea or a concept, like I keep saying, like you can see the bubbles in the beer. There's ideas in his head also brewing by the second about things he wants to do. Let's do it. Let's do it. I've very rarely known him since then to now ever saying, no, maybe not, maybe later. Let's just think about this. It's always been, let's do it. Let's see what we can do. Even with the Brew Fest, it was, plug in. Let's do this. Let's add that. And that's something, that's the kind of encouragement that you get from a person like him. That's why places like this, now they're 3 and people are flourishing. People are joining the team. And people look up to him and want to know what is constantly happening in his head and what can we do. You know? So that's something that I've seen with the Hippie chain from then to now. That's one of the reasons why I did something then and I came back. It's like a circle of life for me coming back to work with him.
Amazing.
And that's how it should be, I think. And that's the message that people should get.
True.
And also, we've been blessed with a very young team.
True.
So everybody's energetic, everybody's on point. The ideas are flowing. So it becomes very easy for me to be like a traffic cop and say, okay, this one now, this one later. And just go on.
But he doesn't do that.
That's actually the fun of it.
Exactly.
He's always up for experimentation. And he's always up for new games, new ideas to come to the table, new concepts. He also gives a lot of encouragement to people like the Brew Fest. We did not just do the breweries, but we also, it was his idea to bring in all those 3 food pop-ups that we had. Who were youngsters, they're 22, 25, 26-year-old, who wanted to come and showcase their talent. They have outlets of their own, they have dark kitchens of their own, but they wanted to come here and they wanted to connect with the crowd. Their crowd also came, you know, and that's the best part about him, that he likes to take that vision ahead. Right. So it's like Karan's vision.
Vision,
concepts and vision. So that's a good thing.
So Karan at heart, rather, if we at heart. So how has the marketing game evolved? Like since you started and now everything, social media and all coming in. So how has that game evolved and how is it helping the restaurant and everything?
I think the entire marketing aspect has become a lot more complex in entirety. Earlier, back in my event days, we used to do large scale events also. And for us, it was very simple, a couple of ads here and there, maybe a full page ad in a newspaper.
Correct. Hoarding.
A few, radio slots. That was the bent of mind in those days. Today, all of that has shifted to digital.
Right.
And digital is now getting more and more and more cluttered.
Correct.
So how do you create your own definition? And how do you differentiate in the sense that whatever you're putting out there, how is it in terms of value proposition?
Correct.
How is it different?
Correct.
It's not necessary that the creative has to be something very jatang.
True.
It is more about the content and how it kind of reaches the right person. Which over a period of time we need to get to. So, back in my earlier days in terms of marketing, we always believed in the fact that, a person who has to be convinced to take that step of coming down to the outlet for a particular reason or for a particular event, he had to be connected, a touch base had to be from different media, maybe a coding, maybe a radio slot, maybe a newspaper, and so on and so forth.
Right.
Now it is different media in terms of communities. So The media might be just digital.
Correct.
That's all right.
Correct.
It doesn't have to be, ATL.
Right.
It can be BTL. But you need to connect through a very wide spectrum to reach the right, clientele
Audience.
who then appreciates what you're actually doing.
Correct.
So you have micro, downsize your clientele and made it very specific. Like somebody who likes a beer,
Right.
you want to connect with that TG.
Correct.
It's not, a very, very vast spectrum that I want to connect with everybody.
Correct.
Now, if I'm doing a food fest, a foodie is
Exactly.
who I want to connect with.
Wow.
And then the overall marketing becomes such that at some point in time you connect with somebody who likes beer, somebody who likes wine, somebody who likes food, and so on and so forth. And
Correct.
you can keep adding on to that. And that becomes your entire spectrum.
Amazing. Amazing.
We also, in fact, over here specifically, our definition of the place is not just an F&B space. It is also that one of a community center. So we do a lot of, workshops and paint events and
Correct.
small activities. 20 people, 30 people, 50 people. That's the, entire gamut. So what happens is, even if you're not up for a drink or up for having a dinner or whatever, there's something on the other happening over
Correct.
here. People come down and they get to connect with us.
Amazing.
There have a lot of people coming in and saying, "Hey Karan, I don't know what's happening. Can you add me to your technical list so that you have?" And we do that. So I think that becomes the most, the best part about marketing in today's age, where it is digital, yes, a lot of it, and a lot of it word of mouth. So you get to the right person. That right person also talks to his community.
Correct.
A lot of people that they would want to, get together
Absolutely.
for that particular event. And that's how I think
Lovely.
these activities are.
Lovely.
So it's basically a hippie community.
Hippie community. Yeah.
Of a love of a lot of things.
Yeah.
Creative,
Yeah.
food, beverages, service, communication, people. Like just today we had, it's raining outside, so one of the sections is closed. The two tables come separately, but they're all sitting together at one table.
Wow.
And first, so some of the people were a little concerned that, how will that work? Let them become friends, and now you'll see them actually chatting with each other. And I don't think they want to plug off.
Yeah.
They just want to bond and get to know each other. So
that's an amazing thing that it's Pune is evolving with. Where this kind of a hostel culture or a hippie culture is now growing, where everybody is cool with everyone, and like you said, sharing and caring for everyone. I think this has been an amazing podcast, and I am really thankful for you guys to let us host this event here. And thank you, Karan and Nupur, so much.
But if I may say one thing, is that we have something that's a little surprise that's coming out of the because
absolutely.
we decided that we need to give you something that we have created.
Yes. Okay.
So if you can
Silence for this bit.
Yes. Like they say, save the best for the last.
Save the best for the last. Yeah.
Yes. That's what we've got going.
Okay. Great. So what do we have here? Wait. We'll wait for it. One minute. Sorry?
2 classic and 2 classic.
Okay.
So we spoke about the concept of classic cocktails, how we launched in 2008 to now 2024.
Right.
And those are 2 classics.
Okay.
And the other 2 are 2 clarified
So
cocktails.
which are classics?
Okay.
I'll let you do the
We've got
talking.
an espresso martini,
Okay.
which is how it used to be. So now because this has got flavors of coffee and chocolate, everything malty, and of course you got your vodka inside it.
Okay.
And now we have something that's called a Willy Wonka
Okay.
with the chocolate on top.
Oh.
So you still get those, but if you see the difference, that classics are always the real things. Like you can see the beans on top, and you can see the coffee and
Lovely.
the colors. This is a clarified version of it.
Okay.
And the best part is everything that we've put in this, except for the alcohol, of course, is made in house.
Okay.
Alcohol, ice, and glass.
Wow.
3 things we leave.
Yeah.
But the rest is all made in house.
So I was just going to come to the question: difference between the classic and the clarified.
Okay. So classics are real drinks where you can see and feel every version of it. Yes. And clarified are basically a technique that is used to a classic where it is clarified by various 2-3 methods. And in that you get more, so it's clear, you get more nuanced flavors, they're high. There's a little subtle also and a little high on the flavors also, subtle on the alcohol, high on the flavors. So it's all balanced.
Wow.
And it's more of a classy affair that is come into being.
Amazing.
which is what
amazing.
we are doing with the clarified cocktails.
Okay. And these are
So the same thing. This
Okay.
is a classic cocktail.
Okay.
Sazerac.
Ah,
And this is a clarified version
Wow.
of not that drink,
Mhm.
but something from that.
Wow.
So we're not exactly like Karan talks about classics, but he said classics. They're legends.
Ah.
You cannot mess with them.
Right.
It's like the Godfather.
Yeah.
You cannot mess with them. And you can't make clarified versions of it because it's just not the right thing to do.
Apples to apples.
Yes.
Exactly.
But we convert people from
Oh.
if you like this, try this, and something that you will like.
Okay. Okay.
So that's how we also show them that there are lots of other flavors.
Right.
Like you have another taste, which is other than the regular taste that you get. There's one thing that's called umami. So you
True.
get umami in these drinks.
Oh, that's how the name came, I guess. Nice. Yeah.
Yes. Perfect. Let's try.
Yeah,
it.
please.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, I'll try this one.
Yes. Please.
Okay.
So, cheers.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
This is amazing.
Now, once you've tried that, try this.
Okay.
And
Willy
in
Wonka.
this, you drink your drink and you eat your drink. So
Okay.
have a sip and have a bite of the chocolate. That's also in house.
This is amazing.
And here we are also doing some pairings with this, where we are trying to. So, for example, with that we bring a nice steak
Okay.
with barbecue sauce and
Oh.
all those flavors out, because it goes very well with that.
Amazing. So are we like having this kind of food with this kind of cocktail?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Oh wow.
Yes.
That's what we are just now in
So
the
this will
process
be one
of.
of the most interesting ones there.
Yes.
Because this is the rasam cocktail that.
Achha, this one.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a rasam drink,
Oh.
and
Does it look like a
that's-
rasam?
Yeah.
It doesn't.
I'm a fan of rasam,
Yeah.
and this is a different kind of rasam.
Try it.
Yeah, please. It'll be amazing. It's amazing.
It's nice.
Really amazing. Yeah. This is something amazing.
So that's what we're doing with all the cocktails here, where we're keeping the classics. We're
Ah.
doing some contemporary, normal, regular versions like your mojito and Long Islands and all that.
Okay.
We're giving some real fruit drinks also, where you have pineapple, watermelon, all those real ingredients in it, which you need because there are people who still like it.
Ah.
But we're also doing those versions,
Okay.
so where people are liking the more finer things in life. So that's what those are.
Amazing. These cocktails look awesome, and I think we're at the end of the show.
Yes.
So I think we better get done with it so we can
Drink some
bring
more,
them
eat
drink some more and eat some more. Yeah. So thank you so much again, Nupur and Karan. Just one by one, you all need to look in the camera
Sure.
and tell our subscribers to come to Hippie at Heart and to follow, like, and subscribe. Kya bolta hai for us? Yeah. Yeah. Please do that.
So, if you want all your drinking and your eating and chilling vibes to be taken care of, then please come to Hippie at Heart at Bhandarkar Road, Koch Road, Balewadi, wherever you wish. You'll get the same experience at all places. And subscribe to Kai Boltaay, because they have a lot of things that they want to get out to you.
Yeah.
And you'll enjoy it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Salud.